Welcome back, folks. Zep Reacts here, and today we are reacting to Muse Will of the People. Now, if you know me from my other channel, you know that I actually have reacted to this before, but the reason why I'm reacting to this is because as of the day of recording this, in 6 days, I will be seeing Muse for the first time in 6 years in Dublin, and it's been over a year since the Will of the People album came out, and I just wanted to go back, revisit it. You know, I'm still of the mindset it's probably their worst album, but I want to listen through everything again to get myself amped for going to see Muse, and then also just to revisit some of the songs as I've been listening to them throughout the year, see if my opinions have changed at all, see if anything has grown on me, gotten worse. It's going to be an interesting one for sure. There's a couple of duds in this album, and I know for a fact that that ain't going to change, but there's a couple of bangers as well, so we're going to give it its fair dues, its best shot. And without further ado, folks, we are going to get straight into this one. So, ladies and gentlemen, song number 1 from the album, Muse, Will of the People, official music video, of course. So I'm going to enjoy trying to not get this one blocked. It's cheesy, but it is fun, I'll give it that. I'd say that part of the riff will hit live too. Okay, pausing there, the first pause to discuss how it's actually going. And the thing about this song, which I find really interesting after listening to it, it is one that I still believe isn't great, but it's definitely grown on me over the last year, and it's one that I find quite fun. And, you know, just, it's weird. You look at the individual elements of the song, it's cool, right? It's got a nice power, groovy bass. It's going, the drums are cool, especially within the chorus. You know, it's kind of chanty. You could imagine it working well live, but it's just the way everything is, and almost the real core of the song is that when you put everything on top of it, it doesn't change it from what it is, which is kind of just a real cheesy type of groove. It sort of feels like Pressure 2.0. I know there'll be a lot of people out there who like Pressure, like that kind of stuff by Muse, and they say it's like their most fun stuff to play, and I can definitely see why, but just sonically, the way it comes together, it doesn't work, especially for what Muse are all about. And you know, it really does set the album off with the wrong idea, and as we'll see as we go through the album and go through all these reactions, that the album has a lot of issues, particularly with its pacing, beyond the travesty of some of the individual songs themselves. The way that in which they're placed and how the album flows as a collective piece is dire, and I think this song unfortunately kind of starts that negative trend of maybe compared from what they were talking what the album was going to be about to then what this song gives and to then what the album actually gives. It's so topsy-turvy that it just, if you like, I think as a casual listener, if you just came in, picked up, listened to the album, you'd be like, oh, okay, it's not great, but fine. But given the way that they talked about the album as well, it kind of really throws you, I think, a song like this. But yeah, I've got more thoughts. We'll run them through as we do one more pause to try and avoid copyright, folks. Let's keep this going. I like that bit.
We're gonna smash your nation to pieces. We need a transmutation, one we all can see. We need a revolution, so long as we stay free. Welcome to the desecration, baby. We'll build you right up.
Okay, last pause, folks. Don't worry, I won't keep it paused too long. And, you know, one of the things that I kind of have a problem with this album that a lot of people do, and, you know, kind of watching an interview where Matt Bellamy was talking about it, I kind of understood where he's coming from in that it's the album's about rebellion, but he wanted to keep it very vague. And a lot of people criticize it for being vague, but he said it's purposely vague because he's not appealing to a left wing, appealing to a right wing, or trying to give the sort of rebellious idea political identity. It's the idea of have it be vague, so just the idea of rebellion goes across all areas, because from every side people probably think that there's change needed in some areas. But unfortunately, just given the tone of the album and given the way things go, and I think the song in particular, even in the music video, it just incredibly half-baked is what it comes across as, especially when you take into consideration what they did with music videos for even Simulation Theory, which a lot of people had issues with there, and rightly so. But like, at least there was a cohesive story, really, in that you could kind of hear what was going on. You understood the theme, and Muse have always kind of been good at interweaving themes throughout all areas of their music, from the sound to the lyrics at times, the actual music video itself, the tour. It's like it tells another narrative within there, which has always been very cool. And music videos like this kind of show that they're not really doing that, because it's so vague. It's just for the song, and but it's still trying to pretend like it encompasses this idea, this grand idea that is as punctuated throughout the album. I think it's the right word, but it doesn't work. In my opinion, it really, really doesn't work. But yeah, let's keep this one going anyway, and then I'll give you my final thoughts towards the end. I'd say this is very fun to play live, this bit. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Muse, Will of the People. Song number 1 from the Will of the People album. And I'm going to keep this kind of short but sweet, as we've got a full album to get through here. Which, by the way, if you're watching this on YouTube or TikTok, because this is my first time trying to actually do clips on TikTok, thank you very much for being here. And there'll be way more, so do stay tuned and make sure to follow, like, subscribe, whatever you may be it. An incredibly, I think, fun at times if you kind of just let go from it a little bit, but I think it's hard to escape just how kind of average the song is. I think for me it gets a solid 6.5, but between 6.5 and 7 out of 10. It's boppy, you can have your fun with it. I'm looking forward to seeing it live, but doesn't take away from the fact that it feels like a half-baked song with a cheesy rhythm, with some interesting elements put throughout, but overall just kind of comes across as it feels devoid creatively, I think, at times, and unfortunately lends itself to the cringe just a little too much to kind of be up there as a, I think, legitimately interesting, thought-provoking, or genuinely enjoyable beyond the live setting song within the Muse discography, unfortunately. Folks, I hope you enjoyed. There's some good songs in this album I'm looking forward to hearing, and it's great to be back listening to it, great to be back reacting. I hope you guys will enjoy, and I will see you in the next one. If you're watching on TikTok, keep watching. There's more to come, but until then, take care, folks. Peace.